Welcome to Scrum Masters Elite _UK. Subscribe to the channel to explore rugby and thought-provoking stories together.
What impresses me most is Fineanganofo's remarkable form this season. Scoring 15 tries in just 11 matches is not something that happens by luck. It is the result of speed, game awareness, competitive spirit, and persistent effort in training. At 23, he is entering the prime of his career. These numbers not only excite fans but also draw the attention of the entire New Zealand rugby community. When a young player makes such a significant impact, people begin to see him as the future of the national team, a key piece that could help the All Blacks maintain their legendary status. What's particularly thought-provoking is the choice ahead of him. On one hand, there is the opportunity to wear the All Blacks jersey, the ultimate symbol of New Zealand rugby, a pride that nearly every player born in this country dreams of. On the other, there is an overseas contract offering a salary 3 times higher than his current one. This is a situation many young people, in any field, can relate to, choosing between ideals and financial stability.
It would be easy to look at it emotionally and say he should stay home. Fans often hope players will dedicate themselves entirely to their country. They want to witness local talents grow and shine for the national team. That is entirely understandable because sport is not just about achievement but also national pride. A player like Fineanganofo can inspire an entire generation of New Zealand children to love rugby. He could become a new icon of speed, determination, and the desire to win. However, from a more objective perspective, I also understand why it would be difficult for him to turn down a contract with the Newcastle Red Bulls. Sports careers are short and inherently risky. A serious injury can change everything in a single game. Choosing a better financial opportunity does not mean a player lacks love for his homeland or ambition to contribute. Sometimes, it is simply a practical decision to secure his future and that of his family. What weighs on my mind the most is the invisible pressure that young talents face.
When performance soars, expectations multiply instantly. Fans want them to stay. The federation wants them to serve the national team. Coaches expect them to become future pillars. The media mentions them every day. Yet after all that, they are still young people making decisions about their own lives. I particularly noticed Coach Corey Jane's approach, not putting direct pressure on Fineanganofo. He didn't coerce or use overly strong words to manipulate the young player's decision. He simply offered a gentle suggestion after witnessing his outstanding performance. In my view, that is a respectful way to act. In modern sports, where economic interests and performance pressure sometimes overshadow human values, respecting an athlete's personal decision is crucial. I also sense the difficult position of New Zealand rugby in this situation. They want to keep a great talent but face strict world rugby regulations against encouraging players to break contracts. This shows that professional sports today are more than just what happens on the field. They involve legal, financial, reputational, and ethical considerations.
One careless move can spark major controversy. I believe the most important thing is not whether Fineanganofo chooses to stay or go. What matters is that he has the right to make the decision he feels is best. If he stays in New Zealand to pursue the All Blacks dream, it would be an inspiring and proud choice. But if he decides to move to England to secure his financial future, that too deserves respect. No one has the right to criticize a young person for seeking better conditions for their life. Sometimes we are so accustomed to seeing athletes as heroes on the field that we forget they have everyday concerns. They must consider family, the future, financial pressure, and the uncertainty of their careers. Loving a player does not give anyone the right to make decisions for them. Civilized sports fandom must be paired with understanding and respect. Moreover, this is a valuable lesson for sports organizations worldwide. To retain talent, patriotism alone is not enough. Federations and clubs must create environments where players feel they can develop their careers while securing financial and personal stability.
In the era of globalization, talent always has many options. Emotions alone cannot compete with contracts worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. If I were in Fineanganofo's position, I would also find it difficult to decide. On one side is a childhood dream, the legendary All Blacks jersey, national pride. On the other is a life-changing financial opportunity at a very young age. Every choice comes with a cost. Staying might bring fame and glory, but also a significantly lower income. Leaving could secure the future but might leave a lingering sense of unfulfilled dreams. Fineanganofo stands at a major crossroads in his life, and every decision will reflect his personal character. Whatever path he chooses, I hope he retains his love for rugby, his humility, and his drive to contribute as he does on the field. In life, there will be moments when we must choose between passion and reality. There is rarely a perfect answer.
What matters is understanding what you truly want, taking responsibility for your choices, and not living merely to meet others' expectations. For fans, this is also a reminder to appreciate athletes with civility and empathy. They are not entertainment machines, they are humans with emotions, pressures, and the right to choose their own lives. Talent deserves recognition, but humanity deserves understanding even more. When we learn to see others with fairness and compassion, sport becomes not just a contest of wins and losses but a space that connects the finest human values across the world.
Thank you all for accompanying us. Appreciate talent, but above all, respect people.